of Canada's 20th federal election, party leaders make their final appeal to their constituents. At Winnipeg, the CCF leader, M.J. Coldwell, addresses a rally. At a progressive conservative meeting in Brockville, Ontario, John Bracken, the party leader, tells about that party's platform. The intensive campaign conducted by the Liberal Party sees its culmination in the nation's capital, where the Right Honourable William Lyon Mackenzie King defends the present government's wartime policy under his leadership. In the United Kingdom, all parties court the service vote. In London's Haymarket, a campaign headquarters is established. There, Johnny Canuck considers how to mark his ballot. Meanwhile, Canadian election officials emplain for the Western Operational Theatre. Their job is to collect the vote of all services. With many service candidates running for office, the campaign is conducted in real democratic style. The vote is quite heavy wherever Canadians are stationed. Full instructions are issued in the field so that every cross put on the ballot will mean an intelligent vote cast for the chosen candidate and party. Representatives of the women's services, too, are right there on the spot when it comes to exercising their franchise. For detached troops, mobile polls are used to collect the vote from those who can't journey in to an established polling booth. Across Canada, the civilian vote is a heavy one. Civilian and service votes give the Liberal Party a working majority of 121 seats, although the service vote defeats Mackenzie King in Prince Albert constituency. He may run again in Ottawa East. The Progressive Conservatives tally 64 seats as the government's loyal opposition. The CCF elects 26 representatives. After the election, the three party leaders address the nation.
The people of the nation have spoken. I accept their verdict, and I extend my congratulations to the government. The party I lead will work consistently towards the objectives outlined in our manifesto. As an opposition, we shall be vigilant and cooperative, and carry out our responsibilities without bitterness.
Now I'd like to express my appreciation to all those who have given and are giving support to our people's movement. For myself, I shall go forward. I know that I shall suffer under some of the handicaps we knew before the House closed, but we believe in the ultimate success of our movement, and we shall continue to go forward with absolute confidence of future success.
There is no longer any doubt that the result of today's voting means the continuance in office of a Liberal administration with a majority over the combined total of representatives of all other parties in the House of Commons. The mandate the government has received today is a mandate to strive above all else for full employment and social security in our own country, and for a new world order, an era of world security and world peace based on international understanding, on mutual aid, on friendship and goodwill.
A wide area of Surrey, south of Guildford, is rocked as a great blast startles the county. The result of an explosion at one of Canada's largest ammunition dumps in England leaves a trail of wreckage behind. Steel ammo huts are reduced to scrap by the force of the first explosion heard 20 miles away. Disposal squads clear the ground after a series of detonations which last some 3 hours. Exploded ammunition cases are collected. No lives are lost, although 4 Canadian soldiers suffer injuries, including one captain who is blown out of the officers' mess. The sick bay is ruined, but nappy girls carry on as the camp cleanup gets underway. At the Hayes farm in Calgary, Jack Hayes milks his world's champion butter producer. She is 6 years old, Alberta-bred Holstein, Alcatra Gerben. The Western glamour girl can sure take the punishment. She's been milked every 6 hours, day and night, for a year. As the last drop goes into the pail, her fans wait for the verdict as government inspectors take samples and weigh the last few ounces of her terrific output. She is declared world's champ and receives the plaudits of her butter-making buddies. Butter fat equivalent to 1,761 pounds of butter is produced in 365 days by the margarine maker's nightmare, the bovine blitzkrieg from the budding west, Miss Alcatra Gerbin. At Trinity College of England's famous Cambridge University, servicemen of many nations are welcomed on the commencement of a leave course. Cambridge is typical of other British universities who have thrown open their doors to visitors of the Allied nations. For a week, they attend lectures on various topical subjects. The main reason behind the scheme, however, is to interpret English college life to the troops. The only time they come together as a group is during the special classes. Their time away from class is spent entirely with the students. Billeted with them in their various colleges, they learn just how a typical undergraduate lives and what his interests are. Through the classical portals, they walk in the footsteps of men who have gone forth through the years as builders of a mighty empire. In time-honored halls, the representatives of the young dominions and the Americas absorb the atmosphere of culture traditionally associated with the venerable institutes of higher learning. At the appropriate time, following the British custom, everything stops for tea. Many questions are answered by genial professors over the teacups. On common ground, men from the earth's four corners arrive through discussion at a more complete mutual understanding. On the River Cam, the good old pastime of boating is enjoyed by the visitors. After a pleasant 6 days spent in charming surroundings, the group is ready to go back to their respective units. As the college provost bids them Godspeed, they return to their job of soldiering, enriched in mind from their stay on the Cambridge leave course. Canadian Provo carefully examine all luggage of the defeated master race before they commence their long trek back to their own country. Loot of all descriptions and kinds, culled from helpless Hollanders during occupation, will be returned to its original owners. Across the great causeway of the Zuider Zee, the hopeless thousands in horse-drawn vehicles head for home. German women camp followers who trailed the victorious Wehrmacht are sorted out so that they too may be sent back. At IJmuiden, Jerry's travel on their own minesweepers under escort of the Royal Navy. The boats take the garrison away from the territory it held for so long. Day after day, the steady stream of traffic moves towards Germany. There are no regrets at the departure. Holland is only too glad to see the last of her oppressors. Bivouacs give tired Germans a rest. Walking back from a joyride is no fun. Ask Jerry, he knows. At the border, the long march goes into its last phase. The return is not a happy one for a vanquished army. From living on the fat of captured countries, they now must work to raise Germany from her shattered depths. Thus she may live in peace with her neighbors, respecting other men's rights.